We live in a world dominated by technology. Smartphones and Wi-Fi are now necessities. We use them for work, communication, and entertainment. Imagine life without these essential tools. Our reliance on space technology is immense. Satellites orbiting Earth connect us globally. They enable GPS navigation, weather forecasting, and telecommunication. But this vital network is under threat. A growing danger looms in the darkness of space junk. This debris, remnants of past space missions, poses a serious risk to the satellites we depend on. The danger is not just hypothetical, it's a growing reality with potentially catastrophic consequences. In 1978, NASA scientist Donald Kessler proposed a terrifying scenario. He warned of a chain reaction in space now known as the Kessler Syndrome. The theory is simple. Space debris, even small pieces, can collide with satellites at high speeds. These collisions create more debris, leading to more collisions. This chain reaction could create an impenetrable debris field around Earth. Such a scenario would jeopardize future space missions and our access to vital satellite services. The danger is not limited to large objects. Even tiny fragments traveling at thousands of miles per hour can cause significant damage. The threat posed by space junk is not theoretical, it's already happening. Every year, the amount of debris in Earth's orbit increases, creating a hazardous environment for satellites, space stations, and future missions. This growing problem is a result of decades of space exploration and satellite launches, leaving behind defunct satellites, spent rocket stages, and fragments from disintegration, erosion, and collisions. In 2009, a defunct Russian satellite collided with a functioning US commercial satellite. This event was a wake-up call for the global space community, highlighting the urgent need for better space traffic management and debris mitigation strategies. This collision, one of the first of its kind, created thousands of pieces of debris. Each fragment, traveling at high velocities, poses a significant threat to other operational satellites and spacecraft. The debris from this collision continues to orbit Earth, contributing to the ever-growing cloud of space junk. Each piece added to the growing cloud of junk orbiting our planet. This cloud of debris can cause further collisions, creating even more fragments in a dangerous cascade effect known as the Kessler Syndrome. If left unchecked, this could render certain orbits unusable for generations. In 2021, a piece of a Chinese rocket came dangerously close to the International Space Station. This incident was a stark reminder of the ongoing risks posed by space debris, even to critical infrastructure like the ISS. The astronauts aboard had to take emergency measures to avoid a potential disaster. They retreated to their spacecraft, ready to evacuate if necessary, showcasing the real and present danger that space debris poses to human life in space. These incidents underscore the very real danger posed by space junk. The increasing frequency of such close calls highlights the need for international cooperation and comprehensive policies to manage and mitigate space debris. The increasing amount of debris increases the likelihood of collisions. As more countries and private companies launch satellites, the risk of creating more debris grows. Without effective measures, we could face a future where space activities are severely limited, impacting everything from global communications to scientific research and exploration. The real danger of the Kessler Syndrome lies in its exponential nature. One collision creates thousands of pieces of debris. Each piece of debris has the potential to cause another collision, creating even more debris. This cascade effect could quickly spiral out of control. Imagine a scenario where a chain reaction of collisions destroys a significant portion of our satellites. The consequences would be catastrophic. We rely on satellites for communication, navigation, and countless other essential services. Losing access to these services would paralyze our technologically dependent world. Section 5. The space launch boom and its consequences. Ironically, our pursuit of space exploration is contributing to the problem. The number of space launches has increased dramatically in recent years. While this signifies progress, it also means more satellites and more potential debris in orbit. Every launch, even successful ones, leaves behind some debris. The rise of private space companies, while exciting, adds another layer of complexity. Ensuring responsible space practices is crucial to mitigate the risks. International cooperation and stricter regulations are necessary to prevent a tragedy of the commons in space. Section 6. A call to action. Expert warnings and predictions. Experts have been sounding the alarm about the Kessler Syndrome for years. This phenomenon, named after NASA scientist Donald J. Kessler, describes a scenario where the density of objects in low Earth orbit is high enough that collisions between objects could cause a cascade, leading to an exponential increase in space debris. This would make certain orbits unusable for satellites and pose a significant threat to space missions. The consensus among scientists and space agencies is clear: the situation is dire and requires immediate action. If left unchecked, the growing amount of space debris could lead to catastrophic collisions, endangering both current and future space missions. The potential for a chain reaction of collisions, known as the Kessler effect, could render parts of Earth's orbit unusable for generations. The European Space Agency, ESA, has been particularly vocal about the urgency of this issue. They warn that a major collision in space is no longer a matter of if, but when. The ESA has been actively working on strategies to mitigate the risks, including developing technologies to remove debris from orbit and implementing stricter guidelines for satellite launches. The consequences of inaction are too severe to ignore. A single collision can generate thousands of pieces of debris, each capable of causing further damage. This not only threatens the safety of astronauts and the integrity of satellites, but also jeopardizes the future of space exploration and the benefits it brings to humanity. NASA has established the Orbital Debris Program Office to track and mitigate space junk. This office is responsible for monitoring the debris environment, developing models to predict future debris growth, and collaborating with international partners to address the issue. Their efforts are crucial in understanding the scope of the problem and devising effective solutions. However, more needs to be done to address the root of the problem. Innovative technologies for debris removal such as robotic arms, nets, and harpoons are being developed, but these solutions are still in the experimental stage. There is a pressing need for scalable and cost-effective methods to clean up existing debris and prevent new debris from being created. The international community must come together to develop comprehensive solutions and ensure the long-term sustainability of space activities. This includes not only technological innovations but also policy measures, international agreements, and collaborative efforts among spacefaring nations. By working together, we can protect the space environment for future generations and continue to reap the benefits of space exploration and satellite technology. Section 7. Losing our connection, the impact on global communications. The consequences of the Kessler Syndrome extend far beyond the realm of space exploration. Our daily lives are intricately linked to satellites. Imagine a world without GPS navigation, accurate weather forecasting, or global communication networks. The impact on our daily lives would be profound. Financial transactions, emergency response systems, and even military operations rely heavily on satellites. Disrupting these systems would have far-reaching consequences. The economic and societal costs of a major space debris event are almost unimaginable. The time to act is now, before it's too late. Section 8. Averting disaster. Potential solutions and mitigation strategies. Addressing the space junk problem requires a multi-pronged approach. Prevention, debris removal, and international cooperation are key. Developing and implementing technologies for active debris removal is crucial. Concepts like laser brooms and space nets are being explored. Stricter regulations on satellite design and disposal can minimize the creation of new debris. International agreements are essential to enforce these standards. Investing in research and development of sustainable space practices is paramount. We must ensure that future generations inherit a clean and accessible space environment. Section 9. Our shared responsibility, protecting our future in space. The Kessler Syndrome is not just a problem for scientists and engineers. It's a global challenge that demands our collective attention. This phenomenon, where the density of objects in low Earth orbit is high enough that collisions between objects could cause a cascade, is a serious threat to our space infrastructure. We must raise awareness about the issue and advocate for responsible space exploration. This means not only understanding the risks but also actively participating in discussions and solutions. Public forums, educational exhibits, and conferences are excellent platforms to spread this crucial message. Educating the public is crucial to garner support for solutions. Schools, universities, and community centers should incorporate space sustainability into their curricula. Public seminars and workshops can also play a significant role in informing and engaging the community. Governments, private companies, and individuals all have a role to play in ensuring the long-term sustainability of space activities. Policymakers need to create and enforce regulations that minimize space debris. Private companies must adopt best practices for satellite design and end-of-life disposal. Even individuals can contribute by supporting space sustainability initiatives and staying informed. The future of space exploration, and indeed our continued access to vital satellite services, depends on our willingness to act now. Satellites provide essential services such as communication, weather forecasting, and navigation. Protecting these assets is critical for our daily lives and future advancements. Let's not wait for a catastrophic event to spur us into action. The consequences of inaction could be dire, leading to a loss of critical satellite services and hindering future space missions. Proactive measures are necessary to prevent such scenarios. The time to protect our future in space is now. By working together, we can ensure that space remains a safe and accessible frontier for generations to come. Let's commit to responsible space stewardship and